Hi, my name is Leenoy Gazit. I'm a senior and I attend Dr. Michael M. Kropp Senior High.
All right. What happened that made you realize that you needed our service?
I have always been good at math. I've always excelled at math. I'm ahead of the state curriculum. And something that I realized was that I forgot a lot of the math that I learned in middle school, which is a big part of the SAT. And I realized that I needed piece of pie since my scores weren't really where I wanted them to be.
At the time, before Piece of Pie, had you taken a PSAT or an SAT already?
Yes, I took the SAT and I had a 700, which I'm not complaining. It's still a good score, but I knew that I was capable of better and I wanted someone that would take me there.
Why did you want a better score? And like, what specifically was your goal?
To me, I'm looking at very prestigious colleges. I'm looking at top 10 schools. And I knew that if my SAT didn't go up, that I did not have a chance at those schools.
Fair enough. Like, give me like two.
Well, my number one is Cornell, and I really wanted my math to go up so that I could submit my scores to Cornell and that I didn't have to go test optional.
I got in with a 780, but like
Really?
10 years ago to Cornell. So
Well, now the standards have gone up.
yeah, so I'm glad you pulled it. You pulled through. So that's awesome. Yeah, it's crazy to get in now. I don't even know.
I know.
Um, so I feel you. Yeah, you were like, hold up, let me, my score is good, but I need to be like,
Yeah.
and okay, so you said you were good at math. What math class did you take last year?
Last year I was in AP Calculus AB.
Okay, so it's like you're in Cal AB, you're clearly good at math, and would you say you're better at math than reading?
No, I would say I'm better at reading than math, actually.
Okay, so it's
But
not your strength, but you're good at it.
yeah, I'm good at math. And like calculus, the thing with calculus is that it's not tested on the SAT. So like whatever math I was doing in school wasn't benefiting my SAT whatsoever. And I wasn't practicing by doing math at school.
Right. No, that makes sense. I mean, the SAT only covers, is like you said, algebra one, geometry, algebra two. It has some stats in it, but it's like when you take, for example, algebra two.
I took algebra 2 my freshman year. I took algebra 1 in 7th grade. So I clearly forgot most of the topics and I wasn't getting any practice by taking my junior year classes.
Yeah, exactly. So that's very common. I'm glad you brought that up. So, all right. So you needed like a heavy refresher. Aside from the refresher, do you think there was anything else that you, I don't know, were struggling with on the test, or was it just that?
It was just that I would say sometimes my timing was a little off, which was easily corrected by just taking like 20 practice tests. Renan, that was all you.
Yeah, that was actually insane.
I
I
know.
think the I need to see what. Hold on, this is worth it. I have the stat on that.
I
It
think I took
was
23 practice tests.
Yeah, I have here 21, and I'm sure you took more after, but like not on file. We had like two or three more. Like we had to like make new ones for you. So I was like, wait, we're running out, guys.
Oh my God.
So that's awesome. All right, and then all right, cool. But how'd you even hear about it?
So actually, a lot of kids at my school were doing piece of pie. I would be in class and I would see like kids doing their piece of pie work like during like free periods, and I was always wondering like, oh, like what is this program? And they told me, and then I was like, wow, like I looked at the Instagram and I saw the score improvements, and I was like, this is crazy. Like I wonder if this would work on me. And then that's when I had my first Zoom with you when we discussed.
Before or during that Zoom, did you have any, concerns or doubts about anything before the prep started at first?
I was a little scared about the workload, which is why I decided not to start right away with you. I decided to wait for the summer to start because I knew that I would not be able to handle it at the time of having that Zoom with you. So I knew I needed to wait for the summer.
Right, because it's a solid workload.
A lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
I mean, I was out of the country for a good like 4 or 5 weeks, and that was hard with a time difference doing the workload. Like my classes were to be like at 7 o'clock in the evening because of the time difference. So then I would have to do a lot of the work like in between like free time or whenever I wasn't like on vacation.
How'd you did you have some sort of, I don't know, approach or system that you used? How'd you manage that?
I honestly just did. I took piece of pie work everywhere. I everywhere that I was not not doing something with people, I was doing piece of pie. Like it was everywhere. It was in the car. It was on the train. Like anywhere that I went, I took my piece of pie work with me.
No, that's smart. That's smart. That's what I tell some of the students. I'm like, no, I don't have time. I'm like, do you drive do your parents drive you anywhere? All right, you got like 30 minutes at least there.
Yeah, like I would be on the train in Israel and I'll just be doing my piece of pie, like on the airplane, doing my piece of pie. Like it was everywhere.
Airplane's underrated. That's
Right?
depending on the flight. You got a nice chunk of time. You can't move.
Yeah.
Might as well, you know,
Like 11-hour flight, might as well.
knock it out. Yeah. Wow. What about like the virtual group learning environment? What did you think about that after, like coming into the course?
I was very skeptical coming into the course. I remember talking to you about doing private tutoring, but I remember seeing the price and I was like, no, like this is not gonna, we're gonna have to do the group. And I thought that it would either be too fast or too slow. But then like coming into it, it really wasn't. Like it was the exact level that I needed. It was just perfect. Like the tutors were great. Like they all had amazing personalities. Like I besides being a teacher, like I just loved their personalities and I really liked the flow of the course. I was never like too like tired or bored. It was always such like a good flow and like the challenge problems that we would do would really like keep me they would keep me very engaged because they were really hard.
I tried. We were like updating the course like even more because that always happens. And you guys had a strong group, like 700s left and right. And I was like, all right, hold up.
Yeah.
I was like, we need to upgrade a little bit. I need to get you guys challenged. So that was I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, I really
Um,
like how everyone in the group worked together. Like I feel like we were all the same level. Like that's what I was really skeptical about was that some people would either go too fast or slow us down, but everyone was just very like very on top of it.
that's good. All right, cool. Good to know. That's by the way, obviously you know that I didn't teach anybody because I'm not one of the teachers.
Yeah.
Um, but that's the part that I do. Everyone's like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "That's okay." That's not the part. This is one of the parts I do, is putting the groups together. So I'm so happy to hear this. I spend hours like
Yeah.
I'm like the group architect. I'm like, how is this gonna work out? Like, so awesome, great feedback. Thank you. All right. So if another student asks, like, how would you describe the service to them? What would you tell them?
It's very rigorous, but at the same time, it's very rewarding because you will see your score improve. Maybe not the first couple of practice tests, but after you take a good amount of practice tests, you are going to see improvements, and that's going to motivate you to keep going. But if you don't do the work, you won't get the improvements that you see on Instagram because those improvements come with really hard work and hours of sitting there. So you really have to push through.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Anything in particular about the prep course that you thought was like extra useful, or did you just like,
I think having that many practice tests was really useful because I don't like with my previous like tutoring service, like we really just did a couple practice tests and we couldn't find any more. So it's like I didn't know what else to work on, but like it's like with piece of pie, you always have something to do. And then when you always have something to do, you're always practicing.
oh yeah, yeah? And I mean, so aside from the practice test, if somebody were trying to study right now, right, and obviously practice tests are important, right? Let's get that out of the way. Everybody, you got to do at least. I tell them at least 10.
For sure.
I feel like if I tell the students, like, look, with the rest of the prep, in addition to the practice test, at around 4 or 5, you'll start seeing some improvement. 10 is when you start locking in, but like when you really see a jump is like 15, and you got up to 20.
If
Um,
you're going for the 800, you have to do practice tests. Like for me, like my goal straight up was I want an 800 on the SAT math, and I was going to do anything to get it. And that's what the course really helped me because I was like, because that was it really pushed me to do anything I could for the 800. You pushed me. Everyone in the group chat, they would always push me. to get everything done. And that I think is what really got me to the 800.
So just having that support system of like, take another one. Here's a this, here's that.
Yes.
All right, that's awesome. Ultimately, so what result did we help you get, and what was the final score, and what was the improvement?
So you guys helped me get an 800 on the SAT math, and I started with a 700, which was a 100-point improvement.
Let's go. I mean, literally couldn't have been better than that. So I'm really happy. There
Me
was
too.
no right. Like, um, very few people get an 800.
I love it. So many people come up to me and they're like, "Does piece of pie really work?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, it does."
I think I got an 800 though. Like, I was super hyped. It was, and I mean, we've had a few in the past, but there was two of you who got an 800, and I was like, oh my lord! And you're a senior right now, right?
I am.
Congrats on that. That's very exciting. Um, did you end up getting any scholarships at this point?
I mean, I'm eligible for 100% Florida Bright Futures, and my SAT score allows me to apply to all the colleges that I wanted to apply to, which before I couldn't have with that score.
I'm gonna have to write a letter to Cornell. No, I'm just kidding. I wish I had that power. Damn. That's awesome. I'm hyped. Do you have anything else that you would want to tell anyone going through this journey right now? Or?
Just be patient, trust Renan, trust the tutors. If they blow up your phone in the group chat, listen to them and do the work. Don't be lazy. And I would say really just put in the effort, because if you put in the effort, like the course is built for you to succeed. Like it's not the course that's the problem. Like if you're not putting in the work, you're not going to get the score you want. And you have everything there for you. Like you when you take this course, like you have all the resources to get an 800 like given to you. So I just utilize them to full potential.
I'm
Sorry.
like, relax, hold up. The 800 though,
Sorry.
to maximize your improvement.
Yeah.
It's funny. I used to always tell people like, "No, you got that 800, man." Like, all right, hold up, pause. It's a combination of a lot of things.
Every problem that was on the SCT, like that could have been on it, like I was doing it. So I feel like I had the full resources to maximize my score. It was just a matter of me doing it.
I think that's the right way to look at it.
That's
It's
right.
to, yeah, not everyone's out here getting 800s, but to maximize your score, yes, I agree. It's there. It's just what you do with it. And it's what I tell all the students when they're inquiring about the course or whatever. It's like, it's not magic. I mean, there's a roadmap. And it'll get you there. There's been many others. It's almost like we've had many others go down this road. All you got to do is follow. But there's going to be a lot of different hurdles. And if you're not willing to put in the work to get through those, it's not going to happen for you. Nobody's going to drag you to the end. So yeah, awesome. Well, I'm glad you did the work. That was a really great experience for me. So I appreciate that. We're good. This is great. Thank you, everybody. Leenoy, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Renan.
And peace out.
Peace out.